Do you know when you're actually having a psychological block that is actually stopping you from reaching your goal? Well, in this video, I'm going to actually break down when you may need to start doing something that is called shadow work, and that is working on the actual trauma blocks that is holding you back. So, hey, Jason here. Welcome to the channel. I've been an expat slash nomad for 10 years. I am now on my fourth continent, third country, here in Lusaka, Zambia, where I'm settling down, setting up a home base and the roots of my financial kingdom. And one of the things I'm doing is taking you along with this journey and sharing with you the things that I've learned along this 10-year journey to get me to where I am today. And so today normally is supposed to be day 16. Now here on YouTube, you don't get to watch the videos live. You are a few days behind. But if you do want to be watching everything as they're coming in live, then you need to go to TikTok and follow me at Jason Chaney 777. And that's where you can follow me every day live, and you can ask your questions and get them answered right here in person. And also you do get behind the scenes there on TikTok with questions and answers that I do, and just a little bit of other things that I explain. Today, we're going to talk about shadow work. Shadow work is very important. However, I think shadow work is one of these things that a lot of people have started learning about it. So a lot of people are just thinking like, oh, it's the end all do all. You need to do your shadow work. And the truth is, a lot of times you just need to get into action. But there are times where you do need to do shadow work. Shadow work is to help you release trauma blocks around certain areas of your life. It can be finances, it can be relationships, it can be personal care, it can be self-confidence, self-worth, all these different areas. And usually shadow work, the trauma is coming from either some kind of historical event or some kind of family event. It's either family, friends, or some part of your society that has put some type of trauma on you. So you can use this for every facet of your life. Now, the reason why I'm switching up today and talking about this and adding this as a bonus day is because even for my own personal life, I do a lot of shadow work. But there are things in my life where I just focus on action. One of the areas in my life where I have been failing now is with my physical appearance, meaning I've gained a lot of weight since Cece has passed away. And I knew I was going through depression. I knew I was overeating. I knew I wasn't eating healthy enough. Now, even though I never changed my eating lifestyle from a vegan, I am not plant-based anymore right now, like at least not how I used to be. And what most of you don't know is I have actually a lot of knowledge when it comes to health, how to be healthy, how to get your body back, how to release a lot of weight. I've done it. But I've been struggling with it lately. And I've been really trying to figure out, I'm like, dude, what are you struggling with? Why are you struggling with this? And so this is what I'm going to actually talk to you about today. One of the things I always told myself when back in 2021 and 2022, if I ever had the opportunity to do this over again, I'm going to let people know exactly what the journey looked like and how it looks. So this is why I'm sharing this with you. And so the first thing I'm going to share with you is this is the picture of me right before CC passed away. So there you go, YouTube, and here you go, TikTok. This is how I was looking. I was looking damn good. Not that I don't look bad now, but I was looking damn good. I was in the best shape of my life. I was stronger, faster. Everything about me was better even than when I was in the military. However, when right before Cece passed away, and I want to share with you how trauma blocks can happen. It doesn't have to be horrible things. So many times we think trauma is the worst side of the spectrum of things happening to us. But the truth is, trauma can be things that are just very simple that happen, and then another traumatic event happens right behind it, and it just couples and compounds together. Now, if you haven't read the book, The 4 Agreements, I would highly recommend you to read that book. It does help you to understand how to do shadow work and how to start releasing some of these traumas. It is part of the 4 Agreements. This is how I learned how to do it, and this is why I still continue to read that book today. But when I had put on that outfit and we took that picture, she took that picture of me, by the way. There was a way that she looked, and I never seen her face look that way before. It was a little bit of astonishment, but then it was also like If you ever had a teacher or a mentor, and then it's like they realize you've now surpassed them in a way. And the way I took it was, you know, and this is how I took it. This is how I internalized it. And this is with everything going on. But when I saw that look, I felt that she was in the feeling that I didn't need her anymore, because she was always there encouraging me, always there helping me, always being that cheerleader for me when everyone else in the world said that it's impossible to do. Most people don't know I had partial paralysis in my left leg after my spinal surgery. When they repaired my spinal membrane, I had drop foot. I did not have sensation in my left leg. It was her and her research that helped me to discover how to regrow the nerves in my leg. And so there was a lot of what things along the journey that she helped me with. She built my self-confidence that I could be a better man and be a better person. And then when she passed away, like I always kept saying, like there was a part of me missing. There was a part of me that I felt went with her through that journey. And I've been trying to find that person. And so I was doing a psychological hack. I had this picture printed out and framed, and I keep it in front of my TV. So I'm looking at myself as that person every day. Normally, if you do that, you will start reloading the identity of that person, of who you were. It's a way to actually reload a previous identity that you had. However, it has been a struggle, and I've been trying to figure out why. I'm like, dude, I know what I'm doing. I understand what I'm doing. Why is this not working? Because I even tested it by reloading a picture of who I was in the military during war. And I start seeing my aggression coming up, my physical dominance starting coming up. And I was like, oh, I don't like this person. I was like, but this is the person I want to be. This was the best version that I created of myself. And I was like, I want to go back to that person and create a better version of him, keep improving him. Dude, stop asking to come up. And so what I started realizing through meditation was I'm holding on to a trauma. And the trauma is when Cece passed away. And a part of me felt like I was responsible for her passing. Meaning, if I was still the overweight guy, if I was still the sick guy, she would have fought harder to still want to be here. Maybe she would have loved me more to still want to be here. And now I'm going to be honest with you. All of that is crazy thinking. It is all crazy thinking. But it's the thinking, and it's how we all think each and every day. Each and every day, we have a lot of crazy thoughts that come through our mind. We have crazy thoughts around trauma. And these thoughts are going into our subconscious mind because they're moving so fast with the emotions that we have behind it. And they're creating blocks from us not being successful in our life. And we be trying to figure out, why can't I do something? And the thing is, we're holding on to energy that we can't hold on to. Now, I'm going to share with you how to start releasing this energy, but I want you to start thinking about it in the terms of money. What type of money blocks are you having? What type of things around money that you may have heard that is holding you back? Did you have people telling you money don't grow on trees? I don't have money. Money's never enough. Like all of these different things, especially when you're hearing them as kids, it goes into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is wide open. This is one of the reasons why I'm working on financial literacy books for kids. Because their subconscious mind is still open, it is easier to program them to have the thought of abundance, to be able to think, I can do this, I can afford this. When I want this, I can actually go and obtain it. And so you really have to start thinking about that. What are some of the subconscious blocks that you have? What were the things that you were taught around money? What were the things that you saw around money? One thing that most adults do not realize, you may not sit down and talk to your kid about the money issues that's going on, but that child feels that energy. That child hears those little whispers behind the closed door. You see, you feel everything, you know what's going on. They may not understand what's going on, but they know what's going on. And what they start to do is internalize those things. And this is why it has been proven that, if you take a person and put them in a certain type of society, around a certain group of people, you can just about predict exactly how their life will go financially and if they will be in trouble with the law. All of the world is based off of this psychological studies. It is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. And this is why I tell people, like, don't think your situation is unique. Don't think your country is unique. Don't think your tribe is unique. Like I always hear here in Zambia, people like, Zambians can't do this. I'm like, no, it's not Zambians. It's all black people. We have all been taught the same way. We've all been taught to go enjoy life, go have fun. I worked hard. I need to play hard. We have not been taught how to do generational wealth. Most of us are not even understanding how to create generational wealth or even believe we're able to do it without the assistance of outsiders. And so we have to start releasing that energy that is just blocking us from the blessings that we truly deserve. And now the best way to actually start clearing this energy is write a letter to yourself. And you write it around the topic. If it's a topic about money, you just start writing. And you can forgive yourself. You can start out with forgiving yourself and then just let your mind flow. Let all of that stuff just dump out. You may cry, you may get angry. Who cares? Let it all out on paper. When you start letting all of that stuff out on paper, you're going to be forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself is letting yourself know, like, dude, it's okay. Things can get better now. Things are going to improve. Most of us have these blocks and we're angry at ourselves. We're beating ourselves up all the time. And I can tell you from personal experience, like, I have been waking up angry for a lot of days that I'm not this guy anymore. I can't fit in those clothes anymore. I don't look that good anymore. And that anger, I can't keep holding on to it. And in the same way, you cannot keep holding on to any anger that you have. If you're looking to get into a relationship, what was the type of relationship that was modeled for you? Look and see. Were you even in a two-parent household? Like, all of these different things matter. And you got to start seeing and understanding that whoever modeled the stuff to you, they didn't model the bad behavior to you to make you a bad person. They didn't know any better. All of this information that I'm talking about right now, this is modern information. We didn't know about this stuff 2-3 generations ago. This is new information. This is new age psychology. This stuff isn't even being taught in schools. Like, you go into university and you're still learning psychology from Sigmund Freud, who was a quack. That guy was crazy. And I'm not even going to get into all the indecent things that he was doing with children and other people under him. Research some of the stuff in France with Sigmund Freud. He was a sick individual. But there's modern psychology that is teaching that we're having a lot of energy blocks. And remember, our DNA holds on to at least 7 generations of information. So some of these blocks may not even come from you. They may be coming from a past generation. Now, like, take my family history. As far as my research goes, my great-great-grandparents were most likely at the tail end of slavery, or they were indentured servants, which is still a slave. Let's just be real. It's still the same thing. And I know we all believe slavery ended when Abraham Lincoln did the Gettysburg Address. That's not true. That is why a lot of Black Americans celebrate Juneteenth. And even after that time, people still don't really know when slavery really was officially abolished everywhere, if it even still is in the United States. There's some backwood places, you never know. But, like, just because when I found that out, that my great grandparents were at that era, I had to forgive myself for a lot of things. I was like, this is why I didn't grow up in a rich family. I didn't have a family that had an opportunity. They had to focus so much on working hard, providing. And then it gave me and my brothers the opportunity to focus on getting an education to actually expand ourselves. So, like, even your family may be in the same type of dynamic to where your ancestors, they were working hard just to get you to the point where you are today, to where you could be the person who thrives. You could be the person that takes that your family lineage to the next level. So give yourself some forgiveness. And another way that I did this towards my biological father. He was never in my life. He was a bum. And I can graciously call him a bum. But you know what? I'm thankful for him being a bum. Because it took who knows what bad behaviors, bad mindsets that he would have had from his family that he would have put inside of me if he was in my life. And the reason why I had to do a forgiveness on him was because I was a young black boy that had to go to the military. I don't think people know how that feel. Like, that is not a great thing to go into the military and then you're going to war and you have no family guidance from a father. You have no person that you can go to and confide in about your insecurities, about your fears. So like, really start thinking about what are some of the areas that you're having blocks in. If it's blocks around money, start journaling about it, start letting it out. Once you write it out and you're at a place where you feel like you've released that emotions, then you go burn it. And what you're doing there, you're changing the energy into a different energy. So it's going from a physical state to an man, I forgot the name. Name just slipped my mind. To an etheric state. You're changing the state of the energy. And what it is, the reason why you're doing that is the same way you're doing it inside of you. You're changing that physical block out of you and letting it release and go away. Remember, we all have an energy vortex. Energy comes in and goes out. It comes in and out. It's like a harmonating semicircle going on each side. And you want to stop any energy blocks that you have. And that's where shadow work comes into play. And so I just wanted to do that one for you today. I felt like this was a really good one to just teach you, because I'm always looking at different areas of my life for how to improve. Yes, as far as the entrepreneurial side, I'm really good at analysis and stuff like that, but there's still parts of my life I want to get back to the Jason that I once was. Because when I was at that level of this picture, that dude was unstoppable. That dude had the mentality that nothing could break him. And that's where I'm getting back to. And so, like, one of the ways I knew I wasn't that person anymore, I've been struggling with fasting. And so if you want to start understanding where you're having that block, where are you struggling? If you're struggling with saving money, you have a money block. If you're struggling with having a happy, healthy relationship, you have a relationship block. If you're struggling with your diet, your weight, something like that, you have a block somewhere around food or your eating habits. And you have to start discovering those. And so because I've been able to be honest with myself and say, yo, you've been struggling with actually doing your fast. And mind you, I'm a person that did a 32-day fast. 32 days straight, I did not have food. I was still walking 3 to 4 miles a day. And all I was doing was water and fresh fruit juices. And now where I'm like struggling with just doing a 1-day fast where it brings anxiety to me, I was like, okay, you need to do the shadow work. And so I highly encourage you to do the shadow work. Find whatever block it is. Just focus on the one block for now, then move on to the next one if you have multiples. But for me, I'm going to start doing my shadow work around this. And then I'm going to end this quarter off, the quarter of the year going into next year. I'm about to start getting my fasting back. I'm going to set a goal for doing at least 15 days of fasting. I'm not going to have it to where they all have to be consecutive 15 days, but I am going to do 15 days, even if it's just 5 days for each month leading up into the new year. And so I do highly recommend you do your journaling and scripting. Once you let those emotions out of you, burn that piece of paper. Just go outside and just set it on fire, put it on a barbecue pit, whatever you have to safely set it on fire. And then also set a goal around that trauma that you're releasing so you can start next year with momentum already reaching your goal. And so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. For the rest of these days, if something else come up like this, we will have more bonus days. If you have any more questions or comments about shadow work, just shoot me a message. If you're here on YouTube, just leave a comment down below. If you're here on TikTok, just shoot me a DM and I will get back to you. And just remember this, I am Jason, and success is simple once you know how.